The Grand Hall of the Galactic Council buzzed with activity. Beings from 100 different worlds filled the room. Some had scales, others had tentacles. A few even floated in the air. They all shared one thing. They thought they were the smartest in the galaxy. At the center of the hall stood a large round table. It glowed softly, showing star maps and data. The most powerful leaders in the galaxy sat around it. They talked about trade, wars, and new discoveries. Suddenly, the doors burst open. A small green alien ran in. He looked scared and out of breath. Everyone turned to look at him. "Honored council members," the green alien said, panting. "I have important news." The room went quiet. Even the floating aliens stopped moving. "What is it, Zix?" asked the council leader. He was tall, with 4 arms and eyes that glowed like stars. Zix took a deep breath. "It's about the humans," he said. A few council members laughed. Others looked bored. "The humans," said a large, rocky alien. His voice sounded like grinding stones. "What could those primitives possibly do?" Zix looked around nervously. They've built a fleet. An interstellar fleet." For a moment, there was silence. Then the room exploded with laughter. "Impossible," shouted one alien. "Those apes can barely reach their own moon," yelled another. The council leader raised his hand for quiet. The room fell silent again. "Zix," he said calmly, "are you sure about this?" Zix nodded quickly. "Yes, honored leader. Our spies on Earth confirmed it. The humans have built warships. They plan to leave their solar system soon." The council members looked at each other. Some seemed worried. Others still thought it was a joke. "Show us," said the council leader. Zix hurried to the table. He pressed some buttons on a small device. The star map changed, zooming in on a small blue planet. "This is Earth," Zix said. Then he pressed another button. Several red dots appeared near the planet. "And these are their ships." The council leaned in to look. The red dots were small, barely visible on the map. "That's it?" asked the rocky alien. He laughed again, a sound like boulders falling. "That's their mighty fleet." Zix looked confused. But they're warships, with weapons we've never seen before." A tall, elegant alien with silver skin stood up. "I studied the humans," she said. "They are violent and unpredictable. If they have warships, we should be concerned." "Concerned? About what?" said another council member. This one had 3 eyes and blue fur. "Look how small their fleet is. We could crush them with a single battle group." More aliens joined in, arguing loudly. Some thought the humans were a threat. Others said they were harmless. The noise grew until it filled the whole hall. The council leader stood up. Everyone went quiet again. "Friends," he said, his voice calm but firm, "let's not overreact. Yes, the humans have surprised us. But look at their ships. So few, so small. They are like children playing with toys." He waved his hand, and the map zoomed out. Now they could see the whole galaxy. Earth was just a tiny dot, lost among millions of stars. "We rule the galaxy," the leader continued. "We have fleets that darken the skies of 1,000 worlds. What can these humans do against our power?" The other aliens nodded and murmured in agreement. They felt better now, reassured by their leader's words. "Still," said the silver-skinned alien, "perhaps we should send a ship to observe them, just to be safe." The council leader thought for a moment, then nodded. "A wise precaution," he said. "We'll send a small scout ship. It can watch the humans and report back to us." With that decided, the council moved on to other matters. They talked about trade routes and border disputes. The excitement about the human fleet faded quickly. Only Zix still looked worried. He stared at the map, at the tiny red dots near Earth. Something about those ships made him nervous. But nobody was listening to him now. As the meeting went on, Zix couldn't shake a strange feeling. He felt like they were all missing something important. But what could it be? What secret did those small human ships hold? Little did the Galactic Council know. Their laughter at the small fleet would soon turn to shock and awe. The humans were coming, and they were about to change everything. On Earth, the air buzzed with excitement. In a huge underground base, thousands of people rushed around. They were getting ready for something big. At the center of all this activity stood Admiral Sarah Chen. She was tall and strong, with sharp eyes that missed nothing. Everyone looked to her for orders. "Status report," Chen said to her second-in-command. "All ships are ready, Admiral," he replied. "Crews are boarding now." Chen nodded. She walked to a large window overlooking a massive hangar. Inside, she could see Earth's first interstellar warships. They looked small and simple, but Chen knew better. These ships held secrets that would shock the galaxy. "It's time," Chen said quietly. "Send the order. We launch in 1 hour." As her officers hurried to obey, Chen thought back to how they got here. 10 years ago, Earth had made an amazing discovery. A young scientist found a way to bend space. It let ships travel faster than light. At first, no one believed her. But Chen did. She saw the potential right away. In secret, Chen gathered the best minds on Earth. They worked day and night to develop the technology. While the world thought humans were still stuck in their own solar system, Chen and her team were planning something big. They built ships unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. On the outside, they looked weak. But inside, they were filled with technology far beyond what anyone thought humans could make. Chen smiled as she remembered the day they tested the first ship. It disappeared from Earth and reappeared near Jupiter in seconds. That was when she knew they could change everything. But Chen was smart. She knew the galaxy was full of older, powerful aliens. If Earth showed its true strength too soon, they might attack. So Chen came up with a plan. "We'll look small," she had told her team. "We'll look weak, but we'll be strong. When the aliens laugh at us, that's when we'll surprise them." Now, years later, that plan was about to begin. Chen walked through the base, checking on final preparations. She saw crews loading special weapons onto the ships. These guns could punch through any known alien shield, but they were hidden inside what looked like old-fashioned missile launchers. In another area, engineers were working on the ship's secret weapon, an AI more advanced than anything in the galaxy. It could think faster than any alien computer. But from the outside, it looked like a simple control system. "Admiral," called one of her officers, "we just got word. The Galactic Council knows about our fleet." Chen smiled. "Good," she said. "What are they saying?" The officer grinned. "They're laughing, ma'am. They think we're no threat." "Perfect," Chen replied. "That's exactly what we want them to think." As launch time got closer, Chen gathered all the ship captains for a final briefing. They met in a room deep underground. "Remember your training," Chen told them. "Out there, you'll face things we've only dreamed about. Strange aliens, powerful weapons. But never forget, we have surprises of our own." The captains nodded. They all knew the plan. They would act weak and scared at first. But when the time was right, they would show the galaxy what humans could really do. "You carry the hopes of Earth with you," Chen said. "Make us proud." With that, the captains left to board their ships. Chen walked to the control room to oversee the launch. As the countdown began, Chen felt a mix of excitement and worry. They were about to take a huge risk. If they failed, Earth could be in danger. But if they succeeded, humans would take their place among the stars. The floor shook as the ship's engines started. On screens around the room, Chen watched as the hangar doors opened. One by one, Earth's secret fleet rose into the sky. "Good luck," Chen whispered as the ships disappeared into space. "And may the aliens never know what hit them." The human fleet appeared in the Zeta-9 system with a flash of light. This neutral star system was busy with alien ships from many worlds. It was the perfect place for Earth to make its debut. Captain Lai Wei of the UES, defiant, looked out at the colorful array of alien vessels. His heart raced, but his face stayed calm. "Sensors, what do we see?" he asked. "Sir, we count 47 alien ships of various sizes," replied his sensor officer. "No signs they've noticed us yet." Lai nodded. That would change soon. Admiral Chen's plan was working perfectly so far. Suddenly, alarms blared across the bridge. "Captain," shouted the comm officer, "we're being hailed by a large ship. They're demanding we identify ourselves." "On screen," Lai ordered. The main view screen lit up, showing a creature that looked like a cross between a lizard and an octopus. Its many eyes blinked at Lai. "Unknown vessels," the alien growled. "You have entered restricted space. Identify yourselves or be destroyed." Lai put on his best nervous face. "This is Captain Lai Wei of the Earth ship Defiant," he said, his voice shaking a little. We come in peace." The alien's eyes narrowed. "Earth? You're the primitives who just figured out how to leave your own system." It laughed, a harsh sound. "Turn back now, little humans. This space is too dangerous for you." Lai looked at his crew and winked. They all knew their parts in this act. "Please," Lai begged the alien. "We mean no harm. We're just explorers." The alien ship's captain seemed to enjoy pushing them around. "Explorers? Ha! I see weapons on your ships. You're nothing but primitive warriors. Let me show you what real power looks like." The alien ship fired a warning shot across the Defiant's bow. The energy beam looked impressive, lighting up space. Lai pretended to panic. "All ships, evasive maneuvers," he shouted. The human fleet scattered, looking disorganized and scared. The alien captain laughed again. "Run, little humans. Run home to your mother world." But Lai had been waiting for this moment. He pressed a hidden button on his chair. "All ships," he said calmly. "Operation Trojan Horse. Now." In an instant, everything changed. The scattered human ships suddenly moved with perfect coordination. Their outer hulls shimmered and faded away, revealing sleek, advanced warships underneath. Before the aliens could react, the human fleet vanished from their sensors. The cloaking technology Admiral Chen had developed worked perfectly. "What trickery is this?" the alien captain roared. But Lai's face was no longer on his screen. The Defiant reappeared right next to the alien ship, so close they could see each other through the windows. The alien crew's eyes widened in shock. "This is Captain Lai Wei," Lai said, his voice now strong and confident. "You were saying something about primitive warriors." The human fleet decloaked all around the alien ships, forming a perfect attack formation. Their weapons powered up, glowing with energy the aliens had never seen before. "Impossible," the alien captain shouted. "Your ships, they're not what they seemed." Lai smiled. "That's the point," he said. "Now about that restricted space. We think it's time for some new rules." The alien ships tried to fight back, but they were no match for Earth's technology. The human weapons cut through their shields like they weren't even there. In minutes, half the alien fleet was disabled. "Stop. We surrender," the alien captain cried out. The remaining ships powered down their weapons. Lai nodded to his weapons officer. The human ships stopped firing, but kept their weapons ready. "Listen carefully," Lai said to the alien captain. "We could destroy you all, but that's not why we're here. Go tell your leaders that humans are not to be underestimated. We want peace, but we're ready for war if anyone threatens us." "Understood." The alien captain nodded quickly, clearly terrified. As the alien ships limped away, Lai's crew cheered. Their first contact had been a complete success. They had shown the galaxy that humans were a force to be reckoned with. Lai sat back in his chair, smiling. "Send word to Admiral Chen," he said. "Tell her Phase 1 is complete. The galaxy now knows we're here, and they won't be laughing anymore." News of the human fleet's victory spread like wildfire across the galaxy. In the Great Hall of the Galactic Council, chaos erupted. Aliens of all shapes and sizes argued loudly, their voices echoing off the high ceilings. "Impossible," shouted a tall, blue alien with 4 arms. "How could those primitive humans defeat the Zexkar battle group?" "It must be a mistake," hissed a snake-like creature. "Our reports are wrong." But Zix, the small green alien who had first warned the council about the humans, stood firmly in the center of the room. "The reports are true," he said, his voice shaking but determined. "I told you we shouldn't underestimate them." The council leader raised all 6 of his hands for silence. Slowly, the room quieted down. "We must think carefully about our next move," the leader said. His glowing eyes swept across the assembled aliens. "Some of you want to attack Earth immediately. Others suggest we try to make peace. What do our military experts say?" A hulking creature made of living stone stepped forward. General Krogath was the most feared military mind in the galaxy. His gravelly voice rumbled through the hall. "The humans have surprised us," Krogath admitted. "Their technology is unexpected, but they are still new to the galactic stage. We should crush them now, before they grow stronger." Many council members nodded in agreement, but then a different voice spoke up. "Wait." It was Ambassador Lyra, the elegant alien with silver skin. "We should not rush to war. These humans have shown they are clever and resourceful. Perhaps we can learn from them, even ally with them." The room erupted in arguments once again. Some aliens supported Lyra's peaceful approach. Others backed Krogath's call for war. The debate raged for hours, with no clear decision in sight. Meanwhile, in a dark corner of the council chamber, 3 shadowy figures whispered to each other. They were members of the Crimson Claw, the most powerful alien empire in the galaxy. "This debate is pointless," growled Lord Zarn, leader of the Crimson Claw delegation. "The humans are a threat to our power. We must destroy them before they get any stronger." "But how?" asked one of his advisors. "Their fleet is small, but their ships are powerful." Zarn's eyes glowed with a sinister red light. "We have the largest fleet in the galaxy. We'll gather every ship we have and crush these upstart humans once and for all." Back in the main council, the arguments continued. Suddenly, the doors burst open. A messenger rushed in, looking panicked. "Honored Council," the messenger gasped. "We've just received word. The Crimson Claw fleet is mobilizing. They're heading towards Earth." The room fell silent. Everyone knew what this meant. The Crimson Claw was the most aggressive empire in the galaxy. If they were moving against Earth, it could only mean one thing: war. The council leader looked grim. "It seems the decision has been made for us," he said quietly. "May the stars have mercy on those humans. They don't know what's coming for them." But Zix wasn't so sure. He remembered how the humans had surprised everyone before. "Don't count them out yet," he muttered to himself. "I have a feeling they might have more surprises in store." As the council dissolved into panicked discussions, news of the Crimson Claw's move spread quickly across the galaxy. On 1,000 worlds, aliens looked to the skies, wondering what would happen next. And far away, on a small blue planet called Earth, Admiral Sarah Chen received the urgent message. The largest fleet in the galaxy was coming to destroy them. Chen smiled as she read the report. This was exactly what she had been waiting for. "Send word to all ships," she ordered her communications officer. "Operation David and Goliath is now in effect." As her orders went out, Chen looked at the star map showing the approaching Crimson Claw fleet. "Come on then," she said quietly. "Let's show the galaxy what humans can really do." The stage was set for the greatest battle the galaxy had ever seen, and despite the odds, the humans were ready. The vastness of space lit up with flashes of light as the massive Crimson Claw fleet dropped out of hyperspace. Thousands of alien warships filled the area around Earth's solar system. Their hulls gleamed red in the starlight, weapons ready for battle. On the bridge of the flagship, Lord Zarn smiled coldly. His red eyes scanned the tactical displays showing the tiny human fleet. Pathetic, Zarn growled. Is this all the humans can muster? This will be over quickly. His second-in-command, a tall alien with spiked armor, looked nervous. My lord, remember the reports. These humans have powerful technology. Zarn waved a clawed hand dismissively. Tricks and illusions. Nothing can stand against the might of the Crimson Claw. Meanwhile, aboard the UES Defiant, Admiral Sarah Chen calmly gave orders to her fleet. Despite being outnumbered 100-1, she showed no fear. All ships, activate ghost protocols, Chen commanded. Weapons free, but hold fire until my signal. The human ships shimmered and seemed to multiply. Suddenly, instead of a few dozen ships, there appeared to be hundreds. It was an advanced hologram system, designed to confuse enemy sensors. On the Crimson Claw flagship, alarms blared. Impossible, shouted Zarn's tactical officer. The human fleet, it's much larger than we thought. Zarn snarled in frustration. It doesn't matter. Destroy them all. The space between the fleets lit up as the Crimson Claw ships opened fire. Beams of energy and waves of missiles streaked towards the human vessels. But something strange happened. Most of the attacks passed right through the human ships, hitting nothing. What trickery is this? Zarn roared. On the Defiant, Chen allowed herself a small smile. Phase 1 complete, she said. Now, let's show them what we can really do. The human fleet's holograms vanished. In their place, the real ships activated their advanced cloaking devices. To the alien sensors, it looked like the human fleet had simply disappeared. Confusion reigned on the Crimson Claw ships. Their sensors couldn't find any targets. Suddenly, explosions rocked several alien vessels. The human ships, decloaked for split seconds, fired their weapons and vanished again. Their advanced AI systems coordinated these attacks perfectly, striking the aliens from all directions. Zarn watched in horror as his mighty fleet was slowly picked apart. Return fire, he screamed. Fire everywhere. The Crimson Claw ships unleashed a barrage that lit up space like 1,000 suns, but their wild firing hit almost nothing. Hours passed. The battle raged on. Slowly but surely, the human fleet whittled down the alien armada. Chen's voice came over the comms, calm and steady. Remember your training. We're smaller, but we're smarter. Let them waste their energy. We'll win this with precision and patience. The human crews worked tirelessly. Their ships danced through the chaos, striking and fading away before the aliens could respond. As the battle entered its final stages, Zarn's flagship found itself surrounded by 5 human ships. They had dropped their cloaks, facing the alien vessel boldly. This is Admiral Sarah Chen of Earth. Her voice boomed across all channels. Your fleet is in ruins, Lord Zarn. Surrender now, and we'll spare your lives. Zarn looked around his shattered bridge. Fires burned, and the dead lay everywhere. His mighty fleet was reduced to a handful of damaged ships. With a roar of rage, Zarn slammed his fist on the command console. Never. The Crimson Claw does not surrender. Chen's voice came again, tinged with sadness. So be it. The human ships opened fire one last time. Zarn watched as his flagship broke apart around him. His last thought was of disbelief. How could the mighty Crimson Claw fall to these upstart humans? As the remains of the alien fleet fled in panic, cheers erupted across the human ships. Against impossible odds, they had won. Chen allowed her crew a moment of celebration, but she knew this was just the beginning. The galaxy now knew humanity's true strength. Everything would change. Send word to Earth, Chen ordered. Tell them. The stars are ours now. The human fleet, led by the UES Defiant, moved swiftly through space. Their destination, the heart of galactic civilization, the Galactic Council headquarters. The ships still bore scars from their epic battle with the Crimson Claw, but they flew with pride and purpose. On the Defiance Bridge, Admiral Sarah Chen stood tall, her eyes fixed on the view screen. The massive space station that housed the Council loomed ahead, a gleaming construct of metal and light. "Status report," Chen ordered calmly. Her second-in-command, Commander Rodriguez, responded quickly. "All ships in formation, Admiral. The Council's defense fleet is moving to intercept us." Chen nodded. This was expected. "Open a channel to the Council," she said. The main screen flickered to life, showing the Council chamber. Aliens of all shapes and sizes murmured in fear and anger at the sight of Chen. The Council leader, his star-like eyes wide with concern, spoke first. "Human fleet, you are entering restricted space. Turn back now, or we will be forced to fire upon you." Chen's voice was firm but not unkind. "Honored Council, we come in peace. We request an immediate audience to discuss the future of galactic relations." Shocked whispers filled the Council chamber. The aliens had expected threats, not diplomacy. "You dare?" a rocky-voiced alien shouted. "After destroying the Crimson Claw fleet, you claim to come in peace." Chen's expression remained calm. "We defended ourselves against unprovoked aggression. Now we seek understanding, not conflict." The Council members argued amongst themselves. Some wanted to attack the human fleet immediately. Others, remembering the fate of the Crimson Claw, urged caution. Suddenly, a small green alien pushed his way to the front. It was Zix, the one who had first warned the Council about humanity. "Listen to her," Zix pleaded. "I told you before not to underestimate the humans. Perhaps now is the time to listen, not fight." The Council leader raised his hands for silence. He stared at Chen for a long moment, then nodded slowly. "Very well, Admiral. You may dock. But be warned, any sign of hostility, and our defense fleet will open fire." Chen allowed herself a small smile. "Understood. We'll be there shortly." As the Defiant docked with the station, Chen prepared her team. "Remember," she told them, "we're here to make peace, not war. But stay alert. Not everyone will welcome us." The human delegation walked through the station's corridors, drawing stares from alien workers and diplomats. Many had never seen a human in person before. Finally, they entered the Grand Council chamber. Hundreds of alien representatives watched in tense silence as Chen approached the central podium. "Esteemed members of the Galactic Council," Chen began, her voice echoing through the vast room. "We come before you today, not as conquerors, but as equals. Humanity seeks its rightful place among the stars." Murmurs rippled through the crowd. Chen continued, "We hid our true capabilities because we feared prejudice and aggression. Recent events have proven our concerns were justified." She paused, looking around the room. "But now we offer you our hands in friendship. Humanity's technology and innovation can benefit all species. Together, we can build a brighter future for the entire galaxy." The Council chamber erupted in a mix of reactions. Some aliens shouted in anger, others nodded in agreement. The Council leader raised his hands again, calling for order. "You speak of peace," he said to Chen, "yet your fleet remains poised to attack. How can we trust your words?" Chen smiled. She pressed a button on her wrist device. On the main view screen, the human fleet suddenly shimmered in change. Where there had been powerful warships, now there were ships of science and exploration. Gasps of surprise filled the chamber. "A final deception," Chen explained. "Our warships were holograms. These are our true vessels, ships of discovery and learning." The Council leader's eyes widened in amazement. "Incredible," he whispered. Chen's voice grew passionate. "This is who we really are. Explorers, inventors, dreamers. We don't seek to rule the galaxy, but to help it grow. Will you join us in this vision?" A hush fell over the chamber. The fate of galactic civilization hung in the balance. Slowly, one by one, Council members began to nod. The leader looked at Chen with new respect. "Admiral," he said, "I believe we have much to discuss." As Chen stepped forward to begin negotiations, she knew that a new era of galactic history had just begun. Humanity had not only survived its trial by fire, but had emerged as a beacon of hope for all species. The stars, it seemed, would welcome them after all. 1 year had passed since the historic meeting between Admiral Sarah Chen and the Galactic Council. The Great Hall of the Council was once again filled with representatives from across the galaxy. But this time, something was different. Among the diverse alien beings, a group of humans sat proudly, now full members of the galactic community. Admiral Chen, dressed in a formal Earth Alliance uniform, took her place at the main table. Next to her sat the council leader, his star-like eyes twinkling with what looked like amusement. "This meeting of the Galactic Council is now in session," the leader announced. "Our first order of business: a review of the Human Galactic Cooperation Treaty." Holograms appeared above the table, showing charts and graphs. A tall, silver-skinned alien stood up to speak. "Honored Council," she said, "the results are clear. Trade between Earth and other worlds has increased by 500% in the past year. Scientific breakthroughs are happening at an unprecedented rate thanks to human innovation, combined with alien knowledge." Murmurs of approval filled the room. Even some of the aliens who had been most opposed to humans now nodded in agreement. The council leader turned to Chen. "Admiral, it seems your people have kept their promises. The galaxy is entering a new golden age of prosperity and discovery." Chen smiled. "We're just happy to be part of this amazing community," she said. "There's so much we can learn from each other." Suddenly, the doors burst open. A group of aliens rushed in, looking excited. Leading them was Zix, the small green alien who had first warned the council about humanity. "Forgive the interruption," Zix said, panting slightly. "But we have amazing news. The Human-Alien Joint Expedition to the Andromeda Galaxy has made first contact with a new, peaceful species." The room erupted in cheers. This was the kind of discovery that every spacefaring race dreamed of. As the excitement died down, an alien with 3 eyes and blue fur approached Chen. She recognized him as one of the council members who had laughed at the human fleet a year ago. "Admiral," he said, looking slightly embarrassed, "I owe you an apology. We all do. We underestimated your people, treated you like children. But you've shown us that sometimes being underestimated can be the greatest strength." Chen nodded, accepting the apology graciously. "It's all right," she said. "We had our own prejudices to overcome. But that's the beauty of this alliance. We all learn and grow together." The council leader raised his hands for attention. "Friends," he said, "let us not forget the lessons of this past year. Strength comes in many forms. Intelligence and creativity can overcome even the greatest of odds." He turned to Chen. "Admiral, there's one question many of us have been wanting to ask. Why did you keep your true capabilities hidden for so long? Why let us think you were weak?" Chen stood up, looking around the room. All eyes were on her, aliens and humans alike waiting for her answer. "It's simple," she said. "On Earth, we have a saying. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. We knew we were small compared to the galactic powers, but we also knew our determination, our ability to think outside the box, could level the playing field." She smiled. "Plus, there's another Earth saying. Never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. By letting others underestimate us, we gained the element of surprise when it mattered most." The room filled with laughter and applause. Even the council leader chuckled. As the meeting continued, discussing plans for further exploration and cooperation, Chen couldn't help but feel proud. Humanity had not only found its place among the stars, but had helped create a better galaxy for all species. Outside the council chamber, on a viewing deck overlooking the vast expanse of space, 2 figures stood side by side. One was human, the other alien. "You know," said the alien, "a year ago, I never would have believed I'd be standing here, working alongside a human." The human smiled. "And I never thought I'd be friends with someone with tentacles," he joked. "But here we are, proving that anything's possible when we work together." As they watched ships of all shapes and sizes fly past, carrying beings from countless worlds. Both felt a sense of wonder and hope. The galaxy had entered a new era, and the future looked brighter than ever before. All because a small fleet had surprised everyone and changed everything.